Can we have one of these days today where we're just in a good mood? Because I love when this town is happy. Like, it pumps me up. I walk into the Wawa all day between yesterday and today. And the Victory Monday, it started on the air. We had a blast. And then throughout the course of the day last night in the travels, this morning travels, I dropped the kids off to school, the Wawa last night. Did the football practice with the aunt and the Chick-fil-A, all that stuff. And, everybody had the same big smile. Everybody had that just kind of glow about them. Now, look, I'm going to preface it because I don't want to, go completely overboard. And I want to preface it by saying, obviously, it's game one against the Falcons, and they're probably not a good team, and whatever. You get it. I don't, I could just do the qualifier just because. All that said, I just feel good about the present and the future. And that's such a big deal. Like, I don't know, right? Like, when the whole thing goes down, and Doug's out, and Wentz is out, right? Remember, Doug's out first, and we're going, wow, look, what's going on here? Doug's out? Remember, there was a second meeting, and then Doug was out. And you're going, wow, what does that mean? They're going to go get a coach, and they're going to put together the whole thing to salvage Wentz? And then it was clear that Wentz was out too. And you're like, wow, all right. And you don't even know what to think. And then, of course, did Sirianni, and you're going, who? The whole thing with him and the young coaching staff with Jonathan Gannon and everything. So you're wondering, and you're going, I don't know. And then there's the news conference, the rock, paper, scissors thing, and, which I love that he makes jokes about it. And then, who knows? And then training camp hits, and it's like, I'm pumped up just for a newness of the season, and I just want to have an open mind. And that was my whole thing, open mind. The worst thing you could do, or the best thing you can do, is just to have the open mind and see, don't judge it. And so you go, all right, well, I'm not going to judge it. I'm not going to look at, news conferences and stuff like that. And, let's see what happens. Preseason now, training camp's here. Let's see this thing. And little by little, we started to go, wow, I like the way he's in charge. I like the way Sirianni's in charge. I like the way, he dressed this. And then the first preseason game, you go, you know what? I look very professional. Like a professional outfit. I like this. I like their approach. All right. And you don't really see anything in preseason. But he's there. A lot of his kind of the things that he espouses during his news conference, I go, yeah, I like that. I agree with that. I would do that. And I start to really kind of go, you know what? I got a good feeling about the dude. And then they go out and play the way they did. Play so buttoned up. Play such smart, really good football. The game plan, I can't get, really, both sides of the ball. The adjustments on defense, the offensive game plan was awesome. It just was great. I went back and rewatched the game late last night. It was after the Ravens and Raiders game. I was doing something. I put it back on just to see it. And I was like, wow. I mean, I like it. I like it even more. Because I'm watching it, just letting it wash over me. Because without expectations or, any kind of without any knowledge. And, wow, man, I really like what he's doing here. I like a lot of the thought process behind it all. And then, we're going to play some of the news conference from yesterday. I mean, the conversation is awesome. Like, we went from rock, paper, scissors to just giving you good insight into the sport. Man, oh, man. I can't believe it. Like, I'm so happy that I think we have a leader. I think we got a smart leader. I heard John and the morning show this morning talking about likability. And I was trying to kind of understand what direction they were going. And yeah, I mean, the fact they won makes them more likable. John said, well, if they go 2-6, are they likable? And it's not about record for me this season. And it'd be nice, maybe, who knows? Maybe they are really are a sleeper type of team and can compete for a division. The division does look a little suspect, but I'm not even going there. My only point is, I mean, Jalen Hurts, is there anybody more likable than him? I mean, other than Tyrese Maxey. But I think about new faces that have come in here, and I remember even when I didn't want him, I loved everything he said, right? Like, I didn't want him. I didn't want them to draft him, but the dude is so exceptionally lovable. I mean, God, there's nothing not to like about Jalen Hurts when it comes to his demeanor, personality, intellect. I mean, and then you just go down the line, like Devontae Smith can just flat out play and is a star. What's not to love about Jordan Mailata, right? Like, all of a sudden, you can dive in, you can see some personality, and I feel so good. Can I tell you, like, I haven't felt this good, and this is going to be weird, all right? So, they win the Super Bowl, and it was the greatest feeling on earth, right? Because we finally experienced that. And I loved Wentz, and I thought Wentz was going to be, a franchise quarterback the whole nine. However, about the whole offense, like Doug was a likable bloke, right? Like, I'll get a beer with him any day of the week. I would love it. As far as the coach, I just, I always felt the same way, where I was never really in love with his concepts or, his imagination, that sort of thing. And as a team, we're like, are they that good? I mean, they kind of got a little lucky during the road. I just feel like this coaching staff, and then you got some young players, and I feel like it's going back to the early Andy, when I remember loving that squad. I mean, ultimately they didn't win, but they were a hell of a team, man. They were a hell of a team for a lot of years. And I think they're back like that. I think they're back, like, for the long haul. I don't know. I mean, and I'm asking you guys. This is just my reaction, and maybe you say, Ant, it's afterglow. You're a little overboard, and that's fine. You can check me, man. That's cool. I love competency. I love someone that loves the game, that's imaginative, that's ahead of the curve. And I think Sirianni's all that. I think his coaching staff's really good. I think his, all those guys in the room. Like, here's the other thing with Doug. His coaches were horrible, right? Like, the guys around him were bad. I look, what's around Sirianni, and I go, I like these dudes. I love Brian Johnson from Florida. In fact, and I got a text message that is my witness. I think I even showed you, Tunis. But, if you go back, rewind to last December, end of December, a friend of mine, you could probably put two and two together, was, getting some offers or getting some for an interview to be a head coach in the league. So, he's busy working, and he's like, hey, man, give me some ideas for young OCs in college. And I threw Brian Johnson out there because I watched a lot of Florida, and I liked Brian Johnson. And he was on a short list of guys that I thought could be an OC in the league. So I look at Sirianni's staff, and I go, that's a good staff, man. Got some bright football people around. And I just feel like we're in good hands. And look, say what you want, and I'll argue with you. Howie knows how to build the roster. He knows how to navigate the cap. Like, all these moves coming around, I think they're smart moves. I liked his pickups of the free agents on defense. I like what he's doing with the cap. He's going to get out of cap hell. I feel good. Now, I don't know. I mean, and I'm saying this my opening diatribe, and I'll put a big fat question mark at the end of it. But these are it's exactly how I feel. And I'm curious if you guys see the same thing I see.